Today, we'll be doing something just a little bit different. We'll be interviewing two people today, Antonio and Jessica. They're the co-owners of the ICT Investors Remodeling company. We'll be talking about why they started the company, who they are as people, some of the projects they have going on, and by the end of the video, hopefully we have a better understanding of who they are as people, but also the company as a whole.
What's your name and how long you've been in the business?
I'm Antonio Trito. I have been in real estate since 18, in construction for about 3 years. Construction for other people and for myself about three years.
Yep. I'm Jessica De La Torre, and I have been in business ever since the age of 21. So about 10 years, going on 13 years. For the construction side, I have been in business for 4 years, going on 5.
So I remember a while back we were talking about how you guys used to work for Jason Lavender as his project managers. Is that what really sparked your guys' motivation to kind of start your own thing? And can you kind of tell me about your experience?
Yes. I think working with Jason was kind of what started ICT Investors Remodeling. That's kind of where we kind of learned how to manage projects, how to run the contractors. We were obviously flipping beforehand because we grew up in a family of flippers. So we started working with Jason that one summer, and
we started working with Jason like that one summer, and I think it's pretty neat. Like one of the reasons we started working with Jason was because of generational things of like my dad used to say, other flippers will now see them on podcasts and on TV and stuff, saying that they hired contractors, and now talk to my dad like, hey, well, how come these guys use contractors and our own people and are making money, but we can't do that? And he would have like the the immigrant mindset of like save and make more and
pay everything in cash.
Everything in cash, and then so I went and started looking out, branching out, networking, and I saw Jason had a position of just like project management, and I was like, I know everything construction, I've done everything in construction. And, he gave us the opportunity. And then I brought along Jessica, and kind of Jason helped us go to the next level because I started at 18 and I didn't start getting better till 21 because I always had those beliefs of my dad. Those were instilled, do it all yourself, save the most amount of money. And I could have scaled, used other people's time and money and resources. And I kind of had to go find somebody that was doing that. And Jason was like the guy in town. And he had a position open up, applied, and he kind of broke down all the beliefs, that were instilled and, kind of proved the concept for me to, go to the next level. Hi, guys.
What up?
What's going on?
I'm doing good.
What's up, Austin?
Doing good.
My hands are dry. You guys ready? Are you guys ready to recording us?
Well, just like a little bit behind the scenes.
Grand entrance.
So what do you guys got planned?
We're thinking about getting...
I'm gonna ask you crazy questions like,
Crazy questions? I love
what don't you like about Tony? No, just kidding.
that he's unorganized.
Oh my goodness, she went straight for it. I was just kidding. What'd you get this property for? What'd you put into it? What are you gonna sell it for?
We locked it up for 55.
I think
Pretty
so.
sure it was 55. And I put about 41 into it, so I'm all in at like 90, and I'm selling for like I think 135. We got an over asking price, and we went all the way up to 150. It got bidded up all the way up to 150. It appraised. I underwrote it for 135, and it's gonna be a good deal.
How much do you think you're gonna make on that?
I always try to pencil out for 30, 35.
30, 35.
Yeah, and this one was pretty quick.
How fast?
Took us a little bit about like 2 months. Well, 2 months and handling other projects, so I thought it was pretty quick. Yeah.
Dang it, dude. We should have just kept this house and flipped it ourselves.
Yeah. 35K, 2 months. We're pretty quick. Nothing too crazy. We always leave a fan in the living room. Shout out Florista Staging. She always works with us on our flips. This couch isn't oversized. This table looks big in the pictures, but it's mini. And it makes the house look bigger than what it actually is. We have some greenery here because we want colors to go with like a little light color. Throw some greenery so it could pop in the pictures. Light floor so it looks clean and large. I always throw down the floors. There's tips and tricks. I always throw down the floors like the more narrow way so it gives it out, an illusion of width. I left arches Arches are cool right now. Bedrooms, I didn't do much. I shot texture. When it's lath and plaster walls, I always shoot texture because there's always too much texture to begin with, you know. So that's one thing we do. We shoot texture over lath and plaster walls because those are super detailed. We got a fully finished bathroom. So this vanity I recycled from another project. I was originally gonna keep this house as a rental, and I always put it up to see, you know, if I can make it look extra 35K. I'd rather have that than a rental. But tile, $1.79 a square foot. We have our connections. Use us to get the same price. And yeah, we did this whole design. I kind of have a few odds and ends just because I thought it was a rental at first, but yeah, it came out killer. It's a 2-1. We did some value add. We did a 3rd bedroom in the basement with an egress window. So you're gonna see the value we added. You know, or else it would have comped out like 1 to 110, and but we added the extra, you know, 10-20K with the value.
I think that was the year of 2022. I think a lot of you guys that follow Jason have heard about the neighborhood block flipping. Well, we were there. We were those 2 project managers that kind of helped him get all those houses flipped, and he was definitely very amazing to us because there was times where we were stuck on these houses and he just kept pushing and pushing. You guys got this. Don't worry. We were doing with hard money. It was a show for sure. But we pulled through. We probably flipped around 15 houses that summer. I think I've counted them, around 15 houses in one summer. And then once those 15 houses came to an end in December, we're like, Jason, we want to start a construction business. What is one thing we can do? What knowledge can you give us to get this started? And I remember Jason, it was probably like a Friday evening. We were seeing tapas and tequilas get put together. They were barely starting to like do all the beautiful woodwork and all that stuff. We would sit in the porch and just kind of be like, I wonder what that's gonna turn out like. And I was like, I want to start a construction company, Jason. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, who's gonna work for you? I was like, so from doing all this project managing, I met so many contractors, good and bad. By like the 8th house, we knew who was gonna stick around and who had to go. So he literally helped us start marketing and doing all this amazing stuff that we do now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we learned a lot of skills like on that block flipping because it was literally about like 5 or 6 houses. We even painted the neighbor's house, trying to build up comps. We were like really turning the community there. And we had to get really resourceful before we even started. The houses were on a tight budget. So before we were like, all right, we're going to start scrapping. We're going to bring from other projects, bring them here. And we had to be really resourceful. And we learned a lot of that from there. Yes. And, you know, numbers and trial and error and learning people problems and, you know, getting employees. We got a few employees.
We got a couple homeless employees for
We
demolition.
had one homeless employee.
Dr. Pepper Girl.
We got break-ins. We had water coming in. We
Foundation
had
issues. You name it.
Houses with 100-year-old houses with the most crooked floors and crooked ceilings. And
what's your quote?
What do you mean? What?
If your house is crooked, we can make it.
We can make it straight. Your house is crooked, we can make it straight. And yeah, those houses were tough. And me and Jessica, that was kind of something new because we wouldn't really get that old. But Jason got, 1900, 1910, 1920.
That put us to the test, that's for sure. Because before we started with Jason, we were flipping houses like in the 1950s. We knew that if it was a house older than that, we wouldn't even walk it because that just wasn't in what we were. That's not what we flipped. So it was a challenge. It was an amazing challenge. Thanks to that, we're here today.
Jason is like an uncle to us. We see him as family, and he's like always watch out for us, and we try to watch out for him. And a lot of friendships and a lot of relationships were made that day.
Hello.
It's cold.
All right, so we call this the old savings account.
The old savings account.
The old savings account.
So tell me about it. So how did you guys get this property? How much you buy it for? How much you put into it? What do you think it's going to be worth?
Okay. Tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. Huh? You
remember all the numbers.
Oh, you want to talk, George? You can talk to me.
The beginning of the deal was 57, but they ended up leaving a lot of junk, trailers, trash. A lot. It was 3 days of cleaning with skid steers, excavators, a lot of people, a lot of family holdings, trash in and out.
So you bought for $57,000. How much money are you gonna put into it?
But, well, they lost $10,000 because they didn't haul the trailers out. That was part of the deal. So we keep those extra $10,000. So at the end, we ended up with 47, 43.
Yeah,
something
around
like
there.
that. So far, we put about another 70, 65, total of 110, 115.
Okay.
Yep.
There
100.
was like trailers full of crackheads. And when there was like the agreement was like if they don't get out of here, you know, in a certain amount of time, they're losing, you know, they held some money at closing and they're like, there were so many people and people were breaking back in the house. People were sleeping everywhere. And there was like dead animals in because of the fire. This was a fire damaged house.
Yeah, this was a fire damage house.
Yeah.
This house is brand new. This house is brand new from head to toe. So we have a brand new roof, a lot of the framing, plumbing, electrical, brand new. HVAC's brand new. 2,500 square feet. So purchased around 45. Remember, I've had this property for 2 years because I can't finish it for some reason. But I will.
What do you think the ARV is?
So I brought my realtor last week and we're hitting the 280. 275, 280, yeah. So we're hoping for at least $100,000 in cash.
So you bought this for 57. You're gonna put about 53 to 55, putting you at 110 all in.
Correct.
And then after everything's said and done, it's gonna be worth 280. Can I hold 1,000?
To get that 280 value, I'm wanting to do tile on all the bathroom floors. So I know that's something me and George have talked about. We're gonna go ahead and tile all of the floor, the basement.
So how do you determine what you're gonna improve on and what you don't? Is there like a ratio of like how much money you spend, how much money you get on in return that like sets you?
It just depends the neighborhood in reality. So that's kind of what me and Antonio, before we purchase a property, we run numbers and then we're like, okay, what kind of materials does this neighborhood deserve or what can it afford? And that's whenever we decide whether, so if we're in the 200 range or above, we're talking about probably better quality quartz, a little extra touches, tile in the flooring, tile everything. That's kind of 200 and above is whenever we
So
decide.
really it's ARV dependent on what
ARV.
you decide.
Mhm.
Understood. So
Yeah.
if like you have a $150,000 house, you probably wouldn't do the same thing on like a $250,000 house.
Probably not, no. But we stay away from butcher block, definitely. No butcher block countertops. That's something that we stopped doing about 2 years ago. Because we do see that, and I feel like that's still, we'll go for the cheaper granite.
Shooting guns, Jess?
Huh?
You don't like shooting guns?
I am here all the time, all summer. I live here. You know what my job is? Sitting up there eating chips and watching the guys shoot.
Sounds like a good job. 316 home buyers, ICT Investor and Remodeling. Damn.
They got stuck.
Dude, this thing is smooth.
Woo!
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's fun. Look at the magazine.
If you had a way to go back in time and talk to your younger self, what's the one lesson or mindset that you would try to teach or instill that's really got you to where you are?
The one mindset.
One mindset. That's
Or lesson, or just some kind of teaching that really has been pivotal for you in your career.
I think one thing I learned, and I learned to embrace more and more as years go on, because I always like had that gut instinct that people could do it with contractors, because I could see other people and locally, kind of like, going against my dad's grain, saying that, those guys, he would tell me, those guys that use contractors, they don't end up with anything at the end of the project, and, the contractors eat up all their margins, and that's for, like, Americans and stuff like that. And I always had that gut feeling, and as I grew older, I'd get to trust that gut feeling more and more. And as I figure out and I meet people that had broken down my my concepts that I grew up with, slowly those started getting broken down, and I started getting opened up to, new concepts and new ideas. I started trusting those new ideas and just going with my gut feeling with kind of like the principles my dad taught me, and then kind of just trusting my gut as I learned things. I constantly listened to podcasts and audiobooks, and as I gained that new knowledge, I would apply what I like and what I don't like, and kind of like trusting your intuition or your gut. I mean, I think it's the same thing.
Yes.
So just trust
And
yourself.
following it. Yeah.
I would agree. Probably the same thing. I think I would agree to the same as Antonio.
Jessica has great intuition,
Oh my
she has
gosh.
like when it comes to like designing a house, she's like, trust me, this is gonna work. I'm like, Jess, are you
Trust
sure?
me, this is gonna work.
And
I love.
and I'm like, I don't know, but I was like, I trust Jessica's intuition. I learned to trust, Jessica's intuition, and yeah, like I'm sure, like you guys with your guys' business, you're trusting, and the results are showing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if I go back, that's what I tell my younger self.
Just trust yourself.
Yeah, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and move cautiously. Yeah.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Sweet.
Wow, what a wonderful day. It was really amazing to be able to talk to the owners, not only to be able to understand their perspective on real estate, the construction company as a whole, but truly who they are as people. And honestly, as people, they're pretty dang cool. It's pretty sweet to be able to hang out with them, get to know them, and also do something that they love, which is shoot guns. So, if you guys want to see more episodes like this, every Thursday we'll be having more guests. So if you have anybody that you have in mind that we should talk to, drop it in the DMs. We'll see you next time.